If I were to poll 10 honest snowmobilers and ask them what their biggest issue is with their sled, it wouldn't surprise me if 8 out of that 10 said darting. It's a big issue in snowmobiling, but there are answers. Some of the most basic forms of darting control are dual runner carbides that feature the same bolt locations as your stock runners, but do have 2 separate wear bars and carbide strips per ski. Up until now, dual carbides were really the only fix for darting, but there is another company launching into dual level technology, forming the base for the next evolution in anti-darting products offered to sledders. The split rail dual axis is a brand new and revolutionary ski that's main goal is not only to reduce darting, but also to keep your sled flat and controlled in the corners. Right away, I already know what you're thinking. This isn't just a ski, it's the whole lower assembly, including the spindle as well. And you're right. Because of the split rail dual axis or split ski design, an arch spindle is required to keep the front geometry correct, the stock ride height intact, and precisely apply pressure to both sides of the ski. Split rail skis come to you exactly as you see them here, and while the thought of changing a spindle can be really intimidating, even the most beginner wrench spinners can do the procedure in about an hour's time. The installation process is actually quite simple. The upper and lower A-arms are removed from the stock spindle, followed by the steering tie rod, and the old setup drops off. From here, you reverse your steps, torquing the upper and lower A-arm bolts to 40 pound-feet and securely tightening the tie rod. As cool and custom as these skis are, the folks from Split Rail kept things pretty simple by speccing out their skis with stock Skidoo carbides, meaning that you're going to be able to find them pretty much anywhere that you ride. Now that we've got these skis on this sled, we should take it out on the trail and see if it lives up to all that it promises. As soon as you engage the clutches, the split rail difference can be perceived. The steering effort feels reduced in pretty much all situations, while at the same time, the sled corners hard and flat, a marriage of performance I never thought possible. The dual axis technology allows the ski rails to flex independently both front to back and also side to side. This design, linked with short carbides, allows the skis to flex and conform to divots and depressions in the snow. This ability to flex increases the sled steering control and curtailed some of the more common deficiencies of bridging or loss of contact attributed to today's more rigid ski designs. Since a snowmobile spindle doesn't move in a perfectly linear path, the independent rails of the split rail ski are able to adapt and move to the different geometry as the front suspension cycles through its travel in a corner. If you think about a stock ski, the harder you corner the sled, the more the ski, and therefore carbide, becomes tipped, reducing the direct downwards contact of the carbide, resulting in push. The split rail design reduces pressure on the inside carbide, but transfers the weight to the outside, allowing the second rail to bite that much harder and corner without pushing. The split rail design uses 2 carbides per ski. Now this is very similar to a tunnel ski, and the theory behind this is that if one of the carbides gets stuck in a rut, the other 3 will overcompensate and pull it out of that groove. Now this is all good, but one of the other things we found is a huge benefit of the split rail is the dual axis technology, that when these 2 independent rails flex, they also have these sharp edges that bite into the snow and cause the sled to track true and straight. The unique open center design isn't just for looks. Tapering from front to back, the ski actually pinches loose snow or slush, keeping the sled tracking straight, along with funneling untracked, fresh snow back onto the slide rails for extra lubrication and less wear. Darting has always been an issue for sledders, and while there are products out there that'll numb the effects, Split Rail has come up with the cure, and also delivers added performance that we're learning is hard to live without.